So, you ever get that feeling, the one where you feel like you're playing catch up in your own market? Like your competitors are just always one step ahead? Well, today we're going to break down a really sharp 5-slide strategy. It's designed to help you find your unique opening and take back the lead.
I mean, it's a question that keeps a lot of business leaders up at night, right? You think you have a pretty good handle on your market, but you just can't shake the feeling that you're missing a key move from a rival. It's a super common anxiety, but thankfully, there's a surprisingly clear way to cut through all that noise.
And that tool is a framework called the 5-slide strategy. It's all about achieving real, actionable clarity. So where does this come from? It's a strategic framework from the legendary GE chief Jack Welch. He actually designed it for one simple purpose: to systematically analyze your competition, really understand your own position, and then find that one critical opening that lets you win. The whole process unfolds across just 5 slides. It's simple. First, you assess your rivals. Then, you track their moves. And then you track your own. From there, you pinpoint what's really worrying you. And all of that leads to your aha moment, your unique advantage. So, let's break down each step.
First things first, you have to look outward. And you have to get brutally honest about who you're really up against.
Okay, so the first step is basically a straightforward battlefield assessment. You list your key competitors, what their market share looks like, their main strengths, and their biggest weaknesses. But look, the real challenge here isn't just filling in the boxes. It's about being ruthlessly honest and completely avoiding that wishful thinking about a rival's flaws.
The source material gives a perfect example of this kind of wishful thinking. A leader just dismissed a competitor's low prices thinking, oh, they'll just go out of business. But the real strategic move wasn't to hope they'd fail. It was to re-examine their own cost structure. The lesson here is crystal clear. Never, ever underestimate the competition. All right, so once you've got that outward view locked in, it's time to turn the lens around and look inward. Now, this next part, it's a direct face-off. On one side, you're going to list every significant move your competitors have made in the last few months. Think product launches, new hires, big campaigns. Then, right next to it, you do the exact same thing for your own business. And wow, that side-by-side view, it can be unforgiving. It forces you to ask the big questions. Who really has the momentum? Are you leading or are you just reacting? Okay, so you've gathered all the facts. You've looked outward, you've looked inward. Now it's time to turn all that data into your breakthrough insight.
And that brings us to the worry list. This is all about moving from that general vague anxiety to specific threats. What exactly is causing that knot in your stomach? Is it a competitor's new funding round, a specific product launch that's getting a ton of traction? You have to get specific here, because naming the threat is the very first step to neutralizing it.
And once you've faced your worries head-on, you can finally pivot from the problem to the opportunity. See, all this analysis leads you right here, to identifying the gap in the market. And this all culminates in the final, and frankly the most important question. Based on everything you've just learned about the market and about yourself, what is your unique advantage? What is that specific opening that only you can seize to, as the source puts it, get your mojo back? The real power of this framework isn't just in the thinking. It's in turning these 5 slides into real-world action. And that's really the core idea. It's just 5 slides. This isn't meant to become some 100-page report that just sits on a shelf and gathers dust. No way. It's a living, dynamic tool that is designed purely for action. Ultimately, the power of this whole strategy is its brutal efficiency. It forces you to confront your entire competitive world, the good, the bad, and the ugly, in a single focused exercise. It's a simple process, for sure, but the insights you can get, they can be a total game changer. So the real question is, if you sat down to create your 5 slides today, what would they reveal about your business?